Welcome, Teresa. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome. Everyone that has joined, please share the broadcast on your platform. Share to family and friends. You are all welcome. Wherever you are connecting from, kindly share the broadcast on your platform. Share to family and friends. We will continue. We will never give up. Thank you for joining. Welcome.
Promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isob. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
Welcome wherever you are joining us. We appreciate you. I welcome you, my beloved brother Amuzie. Thank you so much for joining. Simon Amuzie, thank you so much for joining. Every other person that is connecting, wherever you are connecting from, I appreciate you and I welcome you to this program. Please, as you join the program, I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama, kindly like and share. Share on your platform, share to family and friends, share to anybody that is close to you. We must continue. They have started their normal obstruction and whatever, but we will not allow them to stop us. No matter how they try to, they always do. Each time we come online, they come with their attack, they come with their blackmail, they come with their propaganda. So please try to exercise patience. I'm so sorry for that obstruction. I'm so sorry. They will always distract us. You know, the battle we are facing in this struggle. It is a very big challenge for us on the social media. The social media has not been taking it light with us. So each time we come online, we have to face a lot of challenges. So I beg you to please maintain your patience, hang around with us, and I believe we are going to make progress. So if you have not shared the program, please like and share. I appreciate those who have been patient to join us till this moment. Wherever you are connecting from, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect you. If you are joining us from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. I appreciate you for joining. I appreciate you for your cooperation. I appreciate you for all that you've been doing to see that we succeed. We will never allow them to pull us down. They are trying by all means to obstruct us, trying by all means to disrupt the program, but we will not allow them to disrupt us. We will not allow them. Whatever obstruction that they are bringing, we will overcome them. We will overcome all their challenges. We overcome all their challenges. You can see the way they are attacking the program. They want to make sure that we don't air our seed. They will never succeed. No matter how they try to stop us, we shall overcome them, and we will continue to send our message across. Please bear with me and have patience while I rectify the problem. So sorry for that obstruction. This is what we have to go through for us to be able to bring the program out. It's been a very big challenge today. Please kindly exercise patience. We will definitely get it right by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. This is what we face. Is pretend to be a network problem, but this is not a network problem. It's an attack. I believe it's an attack coming from an angle which I have not been able to rectify, but by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, we will overcome them. I appreciate everyone that is patient. Please, I beg you, remain patient with me. Have a little patience with me. Exercise patience while we connect properly and proceed on this very broadcast. No matter how they try to stop us or hinder this broadcast, we will not allow them to succeed. We will not allow them to succeed. We must make this broadcast and bring it to an end. Chukwu Okike Abiama, whom we are preaching his gospel. We are not preaching our own gospel. We are not praising ourselves. Neither are we talking to ourselves. We are preaching the message that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave us to preach. And we will not allow them to stop us. Please, I beg you, as you join, exercise little patience. Whenever they put a stop, I am definitely going to come back. Whenever they pause us, I will definitely rectify it and come back. So don't give up. Don't walk away. Teresa, thank you so much. Teresa Anyikwa, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teresa, for your support. Thank you for being there. I appreciate you so much. Please, every other person that is there, I urge you to exercise little patience. We are going to get it right. We are having some attack on the channel, but I will never ever walk away. This is the responsibility I've taken upon myself to be here, encourage my fellow Biafrans, hear from my fellow Biafrans. That is what I've come to do. And I will continue to do that as long as I have my breath, I have my health. I will always be here to speak to my fellow Biafrans. So I appreciate everyone that has exercised patience after this minute. I thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will guide and protect every one of us. More especially those of us who are watching from Biafra land. If you are watching us from Biafra land, I appreciate you and I thank you and I thank you and I thank you once again. Today we have come back to do what we know how to do best. As you all know, we are resuming our sit at home today. And as you are watching, Biafran land is going to be locked down today more than ever. Biafra land is going to be locked down. We are going into the final phase of the sit at home. Initially, if you can remember on the past day, I said it, that exactly my beloved sister Teresa, they are panicking. That is the language. They are panicking seriously. I said initially that these people are going to push different kinds of propaganda. I said it before that they will not go without a fight. The criminals will not go without a fight. They are going to push all manner of propaganda. You haven't seen anything yet. This is why we come online on daily basis. Mainly, every one of us that the original IPOB of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that IPOB that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu established, which he told us that they are whiter and whiter than white. IPOB that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu established, he said they are consistency personified. We are the ones that are standing today. We are the ones that are standing today, standing under the Biafra Republic government in exile, with our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, speaking loud, standing for us. All these fake IPOBs that are coming, our Prime Minister told them, and they thought it was a joke. He told them, I will chase you away from IPOB. Our Prime Minister told them, from the beginning, when they started this very attack, when Mazi Nnamdi was kidnapped, he told them, every one of you that is agitating, that is a career agitator, every one of you that is has a criminal mindset, that you will be driven away from IPOB. When our Prime Minister said that, some people thought it was a joke. They thought he was entertaining them. Today, you can agree with me that every single one of them has been chased out. Today, if you are not a legitimate IPO member, you will not have no place to hide. No place to hide. No place to hide today. You can have no place to hide today. Every one of them that have been speaking rubbish from all have been hiding. Some of them have been wolf wearing the sheepskin. Today they can't hide anymore. Finally, we have sacked them from IPOB. Today we have the main original IPOB formed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been recovered. IPOB have been recovered from the hand of the criminals. That is why you see them today. They are running mad. They are going gaga. They can't control. They can't control themselves anymore. That is why you see them today. And they are going to make a lot of mistakes and damage themselves. They will continue to damage themselves the more. Today, the real IPOB of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today has been rectified under the Biafra Republic government in exile, with the guidance of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB have returned to line. We, the original members of IPOB today, are standing our ground, making our statement known to the whole world. The saboteurs, the imposters, the moles among us can no longer hide. That is why you see them today. They are running mad, going gaga. And I want to ask you, how can you imagine that somebody that claims that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is his leader, you claim you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free, you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free, and all of a sudden we call a sit at home to demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? The whole Biafrans gather together and say that we are going to march on 1 week straight to demand for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and for a referendum. And you that claim to love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is only that time you are now protesting. You are now protesting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, the same person we want to review. You are now protesting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How can you rose up from your place and you are protesting against the man that is supporting a sit at home to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, yet you claim to love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You claim to love. I said it again and again. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is so wonderful. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is so loving and kind. Chukwuokukabiyama have done everything he will do for you and I. If you are a Biafran today, a genuine Biafran, in old southeastern region, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location, it doesn't matter your religion. If you are sincere to yourself, and today you are still having a doubt, those who are with Mazen Nandekano, you are still having a doubt, those who have lost Mazen Nandekano, I wonder where you kept your brain. Common sense, just ask yourself, why must somebody who claimed to love Mazen Nandekano begin to protest against the release of Mazen Nandekano? How can you didn't see any other time to protest? The very moment when we are holding a solid and effective protest to release Mazen Nandekano unconditionally, as the Zoological Republic is running up and down, the politicians are running up and down, the mobs are running up and down, the criminals are pursuing up and down, thinking how to stop it. They couldn't stop it. You join them. You said you're a member of IPOB, and you join them to go and protest against the man that is making things happen for the release of Mazen Nandekano. Now, do you see that the chaff have been completely separated from the wheat? When Mazen Simon Ekpa said, I will chase you away from IPOB, you thought it was a joke. You thought he was entertaining you, right? Today, you have seen that he meant every single word he was saying. Now you understand that he meant every single statement he made. And today, look at them running helter-skelter. Look at them running from pillar to pole. And you see the funniest is that when the gods will kill a man, he will first of all make that man deaf and dumb. When the gods will kill a man, they will make you deaf and dumb. You cannot reason anymore. These clowns who left wherever they come from, and they say they are going to Finland to protest. Not only that they are going to protest, they were threatening our prime minister on video. These people were threatening our prime minister, the prime minister of Biafra government, Mazen Simon Ekpa, on video in his own city where he is. You see how they destroy themselves. So tomorrow, when they are being picked up and locked up, people will say, oh, Mazen Simon Ekpa is mean, Mazen Simon Ekpa is wicked. Why do you have to take your fellow Biafra? This is exactly the same thing the idiot in Turkey did. That clown, that criminal that was living in Turkey that was deported, the same thing he did. He went and began to report IPOB, reported himself to the court, thinking that he was reporting IPOB. I don't know. You see, I say everything that is happening today is working for our own good. I want every Biafran to celebrate what is happening today. It is happening for our own good. Everything that you see happening is a promotion for our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa. A promotion for him. A very mighty promotion. And this will again put him on the top line. This will today put him on a very high scale once again. This is a man whom the whole Nigeria itself as a country, have summoned the Finnish ambassador to ask about Mazen Simon Ekpa. And you know what it means? You know what it means for a country to summon an ambassador because of somebody? They must have done a lot of homework on the ground. Do you know what the Nigerian government have done on the ground, and they couldn't succeed? Now they summoned the ambassador before the whole world. You saw it, I saw it. They summoned the ambassador in order to checkmate Mazen Simon Ekpa. Did that stop him? Did that make him stop his agitation? Did that in any way infringe his right? Instead of him stopping, he has made tremendous progress since then. He has made tremendous progress. And in the midst of all those blackmail, you saw people, petitions were written across board. Our enemies gathered together and they were writing petition against our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa. In the midst of that petition, did anybody listen to them? Did that petition go anywhere? Even in the midst of all those things, they put a bounty on his head. $100 million. Even as they put a bounty on the head, did he stop? Did he stop doing what he's doing? Did you hear anybody call him for arrest or whatever? And today, you clean your bottom, and you walk into Finland to go and constitute nuisance and put yourself in the trouble. And you went on air threatening the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic. You're threatening him with your parable, saying that you are coming for him. You are not coming for protest, you are coming for him. That you are his domain. That Anoba Joso Ibanya Jewe. Anoba Joso Ibanya Jewe. Kedanu na chi igbe egbe afa, kedanu na chi igbe egbe. And ebe only double egbe ahụ iji wee be anụ ama, ihe egosikwu ya. When the time comes, you will show them where you kept that gun that you have come to use to shoot Prime Minister Mansawaneba. You gave a parable that when an animal wrong anyhow, that you shoot that animal anyhow. When the time comes, you will come and explain that parable. Where you keep those your weapons that you came with to attack a man in his own domain. You have gone spiritual. You have gone in different manners of ways. You couldn't succeed. And now you have decided to put your own, you have decided to come and showcase your own, you have decided to hand over yourself. Our Prime Minister is a very lenient man. He's a very kind man. Very, very gentle. I can tell you, if I were to be in his position, every single idiot that appeared on that very video, more especially that guy that was speaking on that video, he would never leave that country. If I were to be in the shoes of our Prime Minister, that idiot that made that video will come to explain that gun he has used to come and shoot our Prime Minister, he will come and show it to the world. He will come to the court and explain. And if he doesn't, he's going to face the full wrath of the law. This is how senseless. These are the kind of people who are telling you that they're going to get Biafra for you. How can this bunch of clowns and idiots get Biafra? How can this kind of bunch of clowns speak on behalf of a nation? People that doesn't know the weight of speech. People that don't know the weight of action. They don't know what to say and what to do and when to do what they want to do. People that come and they are protesting against the action to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. A civil action. These clowns have forgotten that civil disobedience is the right of a human being. It's the most democratic way for people to express their opinion when they are denying their voices. We are not the first people to engage in it. The seat at home we have chosen is a civil disobedience that is not non-violent civil disobedience. Sit at home is a peaceful, non-violent civil disobedience for people whose voice have been denied to air their opinion. We chose that path to let the world hear our voice. And yet, some clowns and idiots who claim to be members of IPOB, the fake IPOB members, those Nzama people who has been stealing from the Biafran people all this while, they now organize themselves to go and jail themselves in Finland. These are the people who has been extorting money from Biafra people. They have extorted money from Biafra people. What do they have to show for it? What do they have to show for all the money they extorted from Biafra people? None. For all the money they stole from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, for all the money they stole from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in the name of lobbying, what did they achieve? They did not achieve anything for more than a decade. For more than a decade, this bunch of idiots and clowns have been stealing money from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. At every given opportunity, they continue to steal money, huge amount, in millions, all in the name of one thing or the other. And they cannot deliver, and will never deliver, because they just collect the money and they share among themselves. And when you see the mentality and the things they are doing today, how can you, in your right senses, think that this bunch of individuals can be able to get you a nation? These are people who cannot even stand up for themselves. They can't make a case for themselves. Look at the other clown who called himself a more powerful. If not that our Prime Minister dig deep to reveal his identity, will you know that the person that is claiming to be powerful, writing humongous speech, is somebody who is selling phone pass in a room? Somebody who is selling phone pass in something that is not up to one canter. Phone accessories and repair. That is what he's doing. This is somebody who comes to claim that, and this is why every one of them is hiding. They cannot come openly and let us know the people we are dealing with. Some of them today, you can see their picture. It was our prime minister that smoked them out. Some of them that you begin to see their picture, it was our prime minister that forced them out, and they begin to smoke their pictures out. You can never see them on video, making any video. You can never see them addressing anybody anywhere. Ask yourself, where has these people been all this while when Mazen Nandekano was around? At least while Mazen Nandekano was with us, you see our prime minister on daily basis in his broadcast. He was making live broadcasts, analyzing. You were seeing him in program with Mazen Nandekano. But all of a sudden, now that our supreme leader Mazen Nandekano is not around, all this bunch of clowns have gathered themselves. Instead of demanding for the release of Mazen Nandekano, they have gathered themselves and they are pushing with the caliphate to make sure that Mazen Nandekano is not released. Every move they are making today, every plans they are making today, every step they are taking today is geared at making sure that Mazen Nandekano is not released. This is what they are doing. It is not difficult to know. I am not making it up. I'm not making it up. How can you imagine somebody who claimed to love Mazen Nandekano protesting against somebody who is taking action to release Mazen Nandekano? How do you explain that? How do you explain that? You claim to be a member of IPOB. The IPOB members are doing something to release Mazen Nandekano. They are going on civil action to release Mazen Nandekano. And you are protesting against it. And I ask you, when you say IPOB, who are those IPOB? The IPOB that was Mazen Nandekano established, he explained how they are, how they operate, and whom they are. And we know them. And these are the people you see on the ground. It is these indigenous people of Biafra. They are the people sitting at home in Biafra land. The original indigenous people of Biafra, they are the people on the ground sitting at home. And all you fake people, you gather yourself and you are working against the indigenous people. And you shamelessly come and claim that you, oh my God, it is so sad. It is so sad. But I'm happy. I'm happy that a time has come when we will not be looking at people to explain to us who is who. Every single revelation that needs to be done has been done. Every single revelation that we need to do has been done. Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who liveth in heaven, has finally made the revelation that we need to know. It is no longer something that is hidden. That is why I say, if you are a Biafran today, you are still sitting on the fence. You sit on the fence, you say, oh, I don't know whom to follow. I don't know who is talking the truth. Everybody is fighting themselves. You are worse than them. You are worse than them. Because everybody has a common sense. One question is what you have to ask yourself. Just ask yourself one question. What are these people doing? And what is the man they are protesting against doing? What are these people doing? What is the offense of Mazen Samanepa? What crime has he committed? That he is moving for a civil, democratic, and peaceful action to make sure that Mazen Nandekano is released unconditionally, to make sure that the Biafran people get their freedom. And someone else who claimed to be IPOB came out and you are protesting against that thing, even when you have no plan. Since Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped up to date, we have never seen you talk of any plan. You joined the politicians to preach the political solution. There was a time when you were preaching and shouting political solution. Your political solution died a natural death in your hand. And up to today, you have not learned your lesson. Your political solution died after you have lined up with the criminals, after they have convinced you that political solution will come. Then the late Muhammad Buhari told you he will not do anything, that the law will take its course. Your political solution died a natural death. And in the law taking its course, we stood ground. Mazen Nandekano faced them in their court and he defeated them hands down. Mazen Nandekano won his case, right, left, and center. He defeated them. And after winning his case, since then till date, they have refused to let Mazen Nandekano go. As of recent, you heard that they have granted a criminal bail. Abakiere, who is a murderer. Abakiere that have taken innocent life, that was convicted in many criminality, including drug. Today, Abakiere has been granted bail. And Mazen Nandekano, who has not committed any crime, no court of law on the planet Earth have convicted Mazen Nandekano. And yet, you are holding him against his will. Then, his disciple, who he told, go and take over the affairs of the IPOB until I join you. Now, you gather yourself and you are protesting against that. Everyone that is watching me, I want you to share this video. Make sure you share it to at least one person. Share this very broadcast to people, and please click like. Click like so that other people can get the information and join us. When you click like, you are going to trigger a notification to one person and they will join us. I want you to ask yourself sincerely, comparing these two arguments, which people do you think love Mazen Nandekano? Is it somebody who is engaging in civil action, or somebody who is fighting against somebody who is engaging in civil action to free Mazen Nandekano? Ask yourself. And now you begin to understand what I tell you. That in this very restoration of Biafra, enemy has no hiding place. Criminals have no hiding place. Saboteurs have no hiding place. The most have no place. And remember the word of our Prime Minister recently. Our Prime Minister said, I will never ever disappoint you. And if you try to disappoint me, you will fail. You will fail. You will succeed. And that's what you see. That is what you're going to see play out. You will see how this bunch of clowns, the ones that will jail themselves, they will jail themselves. And the ones who will live in the regret for the rest of their life will live in regret. You will see how they end up. And I urge you, any Biafran, wherever you are, this is an opportunity for us also. It's an elevation. This is an upliftment, a very great upliftment for our Prime Minister of Biafra Government, Mazi. Remember, anytime they wage their war against Mazi, it brings elevation for him. Anytime they wage a war against Mazi, the next thing you're going to see is upliftment. Chukwu Okike will lift him to a height that they can never, ever, ever attain to in their life. That is why I say, all things worketh for good to them that love Chukwu Okike. As long as you are standing on the truth, as long as you are sincere, as long as your spirit and soul convince you that what you are doing is the right thing, fear not. Everything will work for your own good. And today, I can tell you within my heart, within my soul, I am 101% convinced that we are standing on the right path as the members of IPOB under the Biafra Republic Government in exile, with the guidance of our Prime Minister, Mazi Samonekpa, and on the supreme leadership of Mazen Nandekano. That is where we stand. I am definitely convinced, not because somebody told me anything, not because somebody cajoled me, not because somebody paid me to do so, not because somebody forced me to believe. Within my own self, within my own common sense that Chukwu Okike gave me and gave you too, I would like you to apply your common sense and ask yourself a question. How can somebody be fighting against somebody who is trying to free our supreme leader, and yet you claim to love him? How? These were the people who could not go to protest in the embassy of the UK. They stopped the protest. When it was time to protest, they could not go and protest in the UK and do it. Now you are taking your protest to Finland. For what reason? To go and disgrace yourself and accuse an innocent man. This you say he's a criminal, he's a fraudster. This man, you accuse him. You have accused him for more than 2 years. We ask you, give us an evidence. Biafran people ask you, give us an evidence. We need to get your evidence for us to believe what you're saying. All the Biafran people have been asking for the past 2 years plus. Give us an evidence to show that Mazi Samonekpa is not straightforward, that Mazi Samonekpa is not for the people, that Mazi Samonekpa is not fighting for the Biafran people. You have not been able to provide even half evidence. Some of them will come online, they will tell you exposure. This one will say, in my next program, I will expose Simon. I will show the world who Simon is. I will expose Simon. Some of you will go to listen to me and see what they're going to say. When you get there, from the beginning of the message to the last, you won't hear anything. Simon has become, they have built, someone have now built to the extent that once you mention his name or use his name as a title of your program, the whole world will come around to watch. And that is why they enjoy it. They use the name of Simon to promote their platforms. But must you always remain negative? Don't you know that if you are on the positive side, you can equally make the same popularity you're making? Those of us who are on the positive side, we are not complaining. We are not complaining. If you so want to grow yourself, you so want to engage in your whatever with the name of Simon, why don't you do it on the positive side? Must you be on negative note? Must you be on negative note? Because whatever thing you do in the course of this struggle, you must face the consequence. There is a consequence for every action. There is a consequence for every. You might do it, you think you're joking. Even those that are writing in the comment section, you just come on comment section, you drop a message, and you think that we are not watching. Chukwu Okeke might see you, and we the Biafrans are taking record. At the day of reckoning, you are going to pay fully. When the day of reckoning comes, you are going to pay fully. You can't escape it. You cannot escape it. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter your propaganda. It doesn't matter how you try to confuse people. You can never ever succeed. The Biafran people today agreed. This is not. I try to sound it into people's ears so that you don't think that Mazi Simon Ekpa will just wake up and begin to take a decision. For every decision that Mazi Simon Ekpa has taken, this is the agreement of the Biafran people. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not working alone. We have Biafran Republic government in exile, and we have members of the cabinet. In that cabinet, we have professors, doctors, engineers, businessmen, connected men, educated, old and young, in that government of Biafran Republic government in exile. And they reach out to their people and their area, and they take decision with the advice of the people. Most of you have seen when we hold our program. When we hold our program, we make a call. Master Samaneka will put up a phone. You can call and make your opinion. You can call and make your suggestion. We have casted so many votes online. And you check the response of people, and from that response of people, you know what they want. Looking at Biafra the way it is today, looking at Biafra, even from a distance, the whole of Biafra land, the present South and the Southeast, there's no doubt anywhere that the only thing that they want now is their freedom. They are tired. The real true Biafrans, they are tired. They do not want to be part of that zoo anymore. They don't want to be part of it. The people that continue to force themselves into that Zulu Republic are those ones that are criminal-minded. The criminals, the ones who has already sold their soul to the devil. And these people will never stop. They will stop at nothing. They will always continue to perpetrate the evil. They will always continue to push their evil agenda. And they will continue to push lies and blackmail against the right people. It is these criminals who are afraid of the known. They are the only people today who are still thinking of being in the zoo. There is no sane person. There's no sane person that is still thinking that anyhow that is going to be in the zoo and manage the zoo today. Nobody wants to be part of it. No genuine and legitimate Biafran want to be part of the Zoological Republic anymore. Every one of us want to walk out. And that is why you see the response you are seeing in the sit at home. The sit at home. Biafrans on their own are sitting at home without being cajoled, without being forced. Even when they bring their blackmail, we know that they will come. They try to blackmail us. They come and they say they are forcing it. Some of them will claim to be ESN. Some of them will be claimed to be sent by Master Simon Ekpa. Master Simon Ekpa has said it time and time again. I do not send anybody to enforce the sit at home. Sit at home is not enforced. The people you are seeing around, we have seen people who have come online to confess that they have been given a contract. And Asorock Dokubo and Co. has confessed on several occasions that the government have given them a contract to continue to perpetrate evil against the IPOB. Now you begin to understand. While the late Muhammad Buhari was around, you know that this man, Asorock Dokubo, was pretending. Every time he will be shouting Buhari. At a time, there was a video he made. He said, "I will never ever receive anything from Buhari." This was a man, Asorock Dokubo, who swore online. I'm going to look for that video. There was one video he made. He said he will never ever receive anything from Muhammad Buhari. That they called him to Mazda that he can never ever support Muhammad Buhari. All of a sudden, he is a person who have collected contract from Muhammad Buhari, and today working with Tinubu, all the arch enemies of Biafra. And this is a man who have claimed to be a Biafran in the past. Now you see how cunning the devil is. You see why you must be careful. In this very struggle, it is about your conscience. It is about your conscience. It is not even about your father, your mother, your sister, your brother. Not even about me that is talking. Not about Mazi Samadeko, about Mazi Nandikano. It is about your own conscience. About your own conscience. Listening to your inner mind and listening to the truth that your heart is telling you. Every single one of us that has conscience, except for those who their conscience is dead, because there are some people that their own conscience is completely dead and he cannot revive it. For those ones that their conscience is dead, there is nothing you can do. You can't help them. There's nothing you can do. We just sit back and watch. But for those that have conscience, all I am telling you is that just sit back at a point in time. Take away all your grudges. Take away all the sentiment. Keep yourself neutral and keep every Biafran neutral and begin to think, where do we get it wrong? What are we doing? What success have we made? Which direction are we going? You will get these answers expressly clear from Chukwu Okike. And then you will realize that the people you have thought that they're your friend are your true enemies. When Mazen Nandekano talked about the new dimension that is coming, I never knew that it would be this heavy. The new dimension that Mazen Samonekwa is bringing is very heavy. I can bet you it is very heavy. Please like this program and share. Like this program and share it on any platform that you belong. Share to family and friend. As you enter, make sure you like. I beg you in the name of Chukwu Okike. There is nothing anybody can tell you except that which you tell yourself sincerely. There is no preaching that we made for you except that which the Spirit of God in you, the Spirit of Chukwu Okike in you gave to you. If every one of us can listen to our inner conscience, which is the Holy Spirit we'll talk about, sometimes we'll talk about Holy Spirit. The Christians, every time they talk about Holy Spirit in Christianity, I believe that the Holy Spirit we are talking about is the conscience, that conscience in you, that when you are doing something bad, no matter how you harden your life, you'll be hearing a tiny voice telling you what you are doing is bad. Please come back. Please come back. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. That is the Holy Spirit speaking to you. The Christians call it Holy Spirit. But for those of you who will disagree with the Christians and you're not a Christian, I am telling you, listen to your inner mind. That conscience that speaks to you, that is the voice of Chukwu Okike talking. That tiny voice that you hear, that tiny voice that is whispering to you, when you want to do something, it will be telling you, do it this way, do it this way. Or when you do something that's wrong, you will hear that very tiny voice coming. It doesn't shout. It is not loud. It is very, very tiny. It's not loud. It doesn't make noise. It is peaceful. That is why most of the time people don't listen to it. That is why most of the time people don't hear it. It is not noisy. A very tiny voice. It speaks to you anytime you are going wrong. Anytime you are contemplating on something, it will always, even before asking, it will tell you, this area is a no-go area. Come back. Come back. But most of the time, we do not pay attention to this very voice. If you are a genuine Biafran, I urge you to begin to pay attention to your inner voice. Begin to pay attention to your inner voice. Pay attention to your conscience as a human being. We want to build a nation where everybody will grow at their own space and their own speed. We want to build a nation where people will respect each other. We want to build a nation where law and order will be the order of the day. And in building that nation, our hands must be clean. If your hands is not clean, you have no place in fighting for Biafra. If your hands are not clean, you don't have a clear conscience, you have no place talking about Biafra. I am not telling you that you're not a Biafran. You might be a Biafran by birth. You might be a Biafran. And we are not going to drive you from Biafra. But in terms of bringing Biafra, you're not going to be part of it. When those who are called for this mission, who are claimed, the IPOB that Mazen Nandekano spoke about, that is whiter than white and whiter than snow, the IPOB that is consistency personified, those of us today who have moved from autopilot down to the original IPOB of Mazen Nandekano, we have graduated and established the Biafra Republic government in exile, and we have the de facto government of Biafra in homeland. That is the progress we have made under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you are part of this, or for you to be part of this, your hands must be clean. Your hands must be clean. You must learn how to listen to your inner conscience. You must be careful what you say and what you do. You must be careful who you listen to. For you to be able to enjoy the fruit of your labor, you must listen to your inner mind. Remember, Mazin Nandekano prayed for 100 men to come out and help him to bring Biafra. And when he was describing the qualities of these 100 men, Mazin Nandekano spelled out the qualities of these 100 men. He did not say, unless you are a member of IPOB. He didn't say, those who are holding position in IPOB. He didn't say, those who have been in IPOB for donkey years. What he said was, those who are born for the mission. Those who are not selfish and self-centered. Those who will not use IPOB as a business. Those who are not money-oriented in their mentality. Those who cannot sell their birthright of their own brother. Those who are clean and pure at heart and has conscience. These are the qualities you will have for you to be part of those 100 men. After hearing this, today you see people, the fake IPOB, people who have been parading themselves as IPOB. Today you see them. When our Prime Minister told them, I will be your end, he told them, I will chase you away from IPOB. They thought it was a joke. They thought he was entertaining them. Today, are they not gone? What you see them doing today is the fight of a dying horse. What you see them today is the fight of a dying horse. That is why they have become so intense that they now lose their conscience and their manners. They have now crossed the boundary, and they don't even know the boundary anymore. They don't know the boundary anymore. They can now walk into their something that will consume them. You just saw a few days ago, when their leader, their commander, the Karawat lawyer, was given the last warning. Chukwu Okeke through Mazi Samuel gave him the last warning. The next time you make any move to take the name of Mazi Samuel into a native doctor, you are a gunner. It was a direct statement. Any movement you make anyone to take the name of Mazi Samuel to any shrine, any native doctor, you are a gunner. That warning came. When you hear that warning, you know that their end has come. You know that their end has come. And now they have, and I told you, have it that they will never go without a fight. Remember Pharaoh? Have you forgotten about Pharaoh so easily? For those of you, even if you're not a Christian, you must have heard the story of Pharaoh. Why Chukwu Okeke told Pharaoh, let my people go? How many times did Chukwu Okeke tell? Several times. So, let my people go. Chukwu Okeke brought Moses and began to do miracle in the face of Pharaoh. Pharaoh saw different kinds of miracles that Moses performed in his presence. Did he let them go? He never let them go. He continued to hold the children of Israel. Pharaoh continued to hold them until every firstborn in the household of Pharaoh began to die. Starting from his own son. Then and only then he woke up and he said, go. Do you remember that even after he told them to go, he only told them to go out of pain when he has seen pain? He couldn't handle it. But when he seems as if the pain has subsided, he chased the children of Israel. He chased them up to the Red Sea. He chased them, he pursued them and chased them up to the Red Sea. And what happened? Trust Chukwu Okike Abiama. The same way today, you see, after they have done all their blackmail propaganda, wrote petition, put a blanket, put everything, put a ransom on Mazi Simon Ekpa, it didn't have effect. Today, they are now chasing him into his territory. The same way the Egyptians followed the children of Israel into the Red Sea. Today, you see them following Mazi Simon Ekpa as he's making exploit into that territory. And watch out and see how Chukwu Okike Abiama by himself is going to cover them up. The same way Chukwu Okike Abiama used the river, the same way Chukwu Okike Abiama used that river to cover the army of Pharaoh, and they sank and never come up again. That is what you're about to see. As they have moved into that territory, that is what you are going to see. Just watch out and see. You will hear them and you will see them no more. Very, very soon, you will hear about them no more and you don't see them anymore. And I trust my Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic is Mazi Simon Ekpa. Or Abarumawa War. Or excursion. Excursion game here. Mwa ejirubu ago. Somebody nature and wasting all the wrong cup. Mwa ejirubu ago. Idesi anya. Sina mwa dronko. It means you are insane. You are sick. You are mentally sick. You are mentally sick, and your situation cannot be redeemed. It cannot be redeemed on the planet Earth. Every single one of them that have dedicated their life to that, it is going to be their portion. It is going to be their portion. We are not taking the life of anybody. Neither are we attacking anybody. We have never made a move against any Biafra. All we are saying is that let our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be free. What you have been doing is making a case for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How dare you, in your own mind, come and begin to fight against those who are standing on behalf of the truth? And you think you can succeed? You will never succeed. You will never ever succeed. Today, Biafrans in Biafra land are doing the needful. And you see them, they are accusing Mazi Simon Ekpa of taking lives. They say Mazi Simon Ekpa is taking life for our people. If someone said didn't they against, just when you look at their language alone, you see that the same thing that the Zoological Republic is accusing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa is what these people who claim to be IPOB members are doing. Exactly, that is what they are doing. Calling Mazi Simon Ekpa a terrorist, calling him names, saying that he's causing havoc. Even when there are evidence, there are well-known evidence where people that were caught confess on video that the people that sent them to this operation are what? Are members of this department of saboteurs. They mentioned the Mohammed Abbas in Kuwait. His name was mentioned. Have you ever seen anybody? Have you ever seen any video where somebody was arrested and that person tells you that somebody sent him? Have you seen any video anywhere where somebody was arrested or captured and the person tell you that Mazi Simon Ekpa sent him? Have you ever seen such a thing? But we saw a video where somebody was confessing. A commander of the death squad was confessing that Chidas and Wuru, the Mohammed Abbas in the Kuwait, sent them on the operation. That he's the one in charge and giving them command on what to do and what not to do. We saw it on video. But these people, with all this evidence around, they still have the gut to walk and say they are protesting against a man who is trying to maintain peace, law, and order. And this man they are going to protest against, a man who has won the Global Peace Award. A man who is ambassador of peace. An ambassador of peace. Well, that is why they have the gut to do that, because if not, I bet you none of them will return back to wherever they are coming from. If not, that the person we have, our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is a very peaceful and lenient man. If you are to be someone else, myself in particular, I will not allow them to go home. None of them will go home. No, they will not. They have to come and explain to the court. Those that call me a 419, and you explain to the court, if you have paid money to me and you explain the business I have done with you, That you paid money direct to me, you bring your receipt that you pay money and I stop money from you. If you were, you will come and explain and tell me the business that I engaged with you, that I took your money and I never rendered service. But because they know that he's a peaceful man, an ambassador of peace, a man whose only mission is to save his people, a man whose only attention is to make sure that the voice of his people are being heard, a man whose only mission is to defend his people from the hand of the terrorists, a man whose only mission is to defend the legacy of our supreme leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who he has taken as his disciple and spiritual father. A man who is standing on the truth at all time, who has made it clear that his brothers are not his enemy. He said it several times, you are not my enemy. My wisdom is not to fight against you. My wealth is not to fight against you. My strategies are not against you. Whatever strength I have is not against you. I am facing the enemy of Biafra, and that I will continue to face. And he has remained focused on that direction, undistracted. With all the distraction you are seeing, blackmail, propaganda from right, left, and center, coming on daily basis, people talking from one side of their mind to the other, different. For more than 2 years, only one man against the whole world. Only one man. A whole country have within themselves summoned an ambassador because of him. Do you know what they have done on the ground? I ask you. Do you know what Nigerian government have done on the ground? Done, and they couldn't be able to. They couldn't be able to penetrate Master Simon Ekpa, and they now summon the ambassador. These are people who have the capability of kidnapping somebody from another country. These are the people who are capable of committing extraordinary rendition. Do you know what they have done in the secret to see that they can be able to bring Master Simon Ekpa, and they couldn't succeed, and they now summon the ambassador, the Finnish ambassador in Nigeria? You saw when it was raining on Twitter, petition right, left, and center. They were calling petition, writing petition everywhere, and yet he was standing. You saw when they were making calls to embassy. People were making calls, live call. They make the call and they put it on video. We saw it. People making calls against Master Simon Ekpa. Do you think he's not clean? And he will still be standing to today? With all those attack, blackmail, and propaganda, did he stop doing what he's doing? Instead, he increased the speed. Instead of slowing down, he increased the speed. And from that very moment to date, he has made tremendous effort, tremendous progress. He has won awards. He has won allies for Biafra. He has made many friends for Biafra. He has engaged in so many diplomatic meetings. He has met people that are concerned. He has met world powers, connected people in the world, and been recognized. It has been from one exploit to the other. And yet you don't learn your lesson. Onye buru ebu ebugo kwano. Onye buru ebu ebugo. And one with God is majority. And when Chukwu come and lift you up, no man can bring you down. What is written is written. When Chukwu come and say yes, there is nothing anybody can do. You can't. That you cannot change anything. You cannot in your wildest dream. As long as Chukwu come is leading and he says yes to the demand of the people, there is nothing any man on the planet Earth can do. Only him has the final say. He will give life to him who wants to give life. He will give promotion to who he wants to give promotion. He will use whom he wants to use. You can't force Chukwu to use somebody he doesn't want to use. Whoever he chooses to use, he will use. So Chukwu okaka ma jijinji, nyawa jiji jimma. Onyo wanyeliji olie. Chukwu okaka ma onya nwa jiji, nyawa jimma. Owanyegi irie, owanyegi inonwayo. There is nothing you can do. You don't protest about it. You can't fight him. You can't beat him. He has anointed somebody. He anointed somebody through Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our supreme leader, whom you claim to respect and believe. How can you say you respect Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? He is your supreme leader. How can you say you love Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but every single legacy has kept it behind? You are destroying it. You are fighting against his legacy, fighting against his command, fighting against his movement. Everything that has to do with him, you are making sure you sweep them on the carpet. Today, the only reason why the name of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cannot be forgotten is because of the seat at home. The only reason why the name of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cannot be forgotten is because of the seat at home. You cannot mention Mazen Simon Ekpa without calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The only reason why, even in the heat of the election, from the first day in the heat of the election, they were talking about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu every day on national TV. In the conventional media, today, the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu case is still being discussed is because of sit at home. Because each time they bring out the topic, they will say sit at home. If you want to stop the sit at home, bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The people who are sit at home, they said you must release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And they have no choice. You cannot mention sit at home without mentioning Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And that alone have defeated the plan of the enemies. The reason why they committed international crime to go and kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been defeated. Because their plan was to shut down the Biafra struggle, to cage us and make sure we no longer talk about it, to make sure that the name of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is swept on the carpet. You saw that when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, it was a shock. Many people went underground. Many people fell sick. Many people didn't know where to start anymore. And the Department of Saboteur, these criminals who claim to be members of Ipob, they were causing more confusion. They were busy putting themselves in a position of honor, telling you about command and control. What I say will happen, command and control. Why they were busy commanding and controlling? Mazi Simon Ekpa, whom Chukwu Okikaben had appointed, was listening to Biafrans and asking, what do we do? He was listening to Biafrans and asking, what do we do? And when he found out that the Biafran people have killed into the seat at home, he supported them. And from then, moving forward, he has continued to win the heart of the Biafran people every day. Not by force. Not by force. It is by acceptance. The Biafrans saw what is in him. The Biafrans saw that he has a listening ears. The Biafrans saw that he has a good vision. His only agenda is to save his people. They saw it and they saw it clear. And everybody keyed into it. Today, anytime the Biafran people want to sit at home, they will tell him to go and speak. Master Simon Ekpa will speak and everybody will obey. A lot of tremendous success have been made. And I'm telling you, from today going until Monday, Biafra land will be locked down. It will be locked down until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not released, we are taking it a step further. The civil disobedience will be taken a step further. You heard our promise to say it, that we will stop them from extracting any resources from Biafra land. We will make it difficult for them to extract any resources from Biafra land. Any. Starting from oil to the least resources. We'll make sure we make it difficult for them to extort. And they can call it a bluff. They watch and see. The same way we told them that we are going to make the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu much more expensive than his release. We are going to make the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu useless, and that we have succeeded in doing. That we have succeeded in doing. Today, you see that even now, most of them, the caliphate, are now even their call to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is even more genuine. The call from the north is even more genuine than those ones the governors and the politicians in the southeast are doing. Because the governors in the southeast, they don't make any points. They just come and say release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu without making any point. They come and beg, oh please, release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Even in their own request, they are even making Mazen Nnamdi Kanu guilty. Because when you come to beg or you say pardon, it means the person has committed offense. You cannot have a pardon where there is no offense. You cannot have clemency where there is no offense. You cannot say forgive when somebody has not offended. But the law court in the zoo said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime. He's innocent of all charges and say he should let go. The court went ahead to say, pay him compensation for all that he has done to him, for abusing his right. Another one said, No court in Nigeria has the right to try him because you cannot build legality on illegality. It doesn't happen. You cannot build something on nothing. That nothing exists as a case of Mazen Nandekan. You don't have anything against him. After all this we are put in place, and yet, people, the fake IPOB shamelessly today bring themselves out. I thank Chukwu Okabiamala today. The chaff have been separated from the wheat. Today, the IPOB, the original IPOB that Mazen Nandekan himself established, have taken the position under the Biafra Republic government in exile. Today, IPOB of Mazen Nandekan, consistency personified, are working with Biafra Republic government in exile, making exploits under the guidance of our Prime Minister Mazen Simon Ekpa and on the supreme leadership of Mazen Nandekan. That is where we are, and we will continue to be there until we get into Biafra land, which is going to happen very, very soon. It is going to happen very soon. It doesn't matter whether you accept it or not accept it. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. Let me tell you, Biafran people will go home. We must go home. In 2023 that we are going. Any place you're watching me from, please, if you know how to reach your family and friends in Biafra land, reach them. If you're watching from Biafra land, I tell you, the best thing you can do for yourself now is to listen to instructions. That is why I urge people that whenever you get into any program where the media of Biafra Republic government is preaching, make sure you share it and make it go viral. Information is key. I have to remind you, when our Prime Minister talked about radical evangelism, you heard when our Prime Minister preached about radical evangelism that we should all engage in a radical evangelism. We are in that time. We are in that time when we have to be, our gospel has to be going in a radical way. Don't keep silent. Don't keep a message to yourself. When you see a message, share it. A message that has to, a positive message for Biafra, share it. And when you see this bunch of clowns talking, who are not IPOB but claim to be IPOB, you know what to do. You know what to do. They cannot distract us. We have crossed agitation level. We are no longer in agitation. We are in restoration. That is the difference between us and them. Some of them they are not making progress. Every year, Obi is a boy. Obi is a boy. You are agitating for more than a decade. Obi is a boy. Obi is a boy. You held Mazen Nandekan captive more than a decade. Anytime you want to make a move, you hold him. It is because Mazen Nandekan told them, after 150 days of our prayer, we will march. They went and kidnapped him. Have you forgotten? You know, you forget very easily. Did you remember? When Mazen Nandekan gave us 150 days, what did he say? 150 days prayer. What did Mazen Nandekan say? Mazen Nandekan said, after the 150 days prayer, we will what? We will march. That is exactly what Mazen Nandekan said. And all hell break loose. They went on high speed to plot and kidnap Mazen Nandekan. And Chukwu Okabiama, knowing fully well that Mazen Nandekan himself has done his own job. You heard in one of his broadcasts, he said, I am tired of broadcasting. For Mazen Nandekan to tell you that I am tired of broadcasting, I want to fight for my nation. 150. Then you begin to understand that he has gotten to the end of his mission. And Chukwu Okabiama saw that. And Chukwu Okabiama did it the way he did it and kept him where he will be until he will join us back and raise the flag. At the same time, Chukwu Okabiama used him to anoint Mazen Simon Ekpa. He told him, go and take charge of IPOB until I come back. And today, you see the progress that Mazen Simon Ekpa is making. You see the progress he's making. They kidnapped Mazen Nandekan because Mazen Nandekan was trying to make the move. He said it. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten? Mazen Nandekan said, after 150 days prayer, we will march. In some audio, he said it. Did they allow him to finish the prayer? Did they allow him? And now ask yourself, why is it that these people now that claim to know everything, they claim they were eating with Mazen Nandekan, they claim to be the commanders? Why is it that after that 150 days, instead of marching, They want to crush everything, up to the extent of trying to destroy the ESN. Ask yourself, why are they doing that? Why did they decide to opt out? Why did they decide to play things down? Remember when they tried to remove the name of Mazen Nandekano from Radio Biafra? They tried to remove the name of Mazen Nandekano in Radio Biafra until our Prime Minister busted them. Until our Prime Minister busted them. Remember several moves that they made to change names and put the name of their own people in IPOB leadership. They were promoting themselves, positioning themselves as the next actor. Why Chukwu Kagame have already made his anointing? The anointing of Chukwu Kagame is made by himself and himself alone. You can't choose yourself, except Chukwu will choose you. Onye buru Chuzo or Babu onwe ya n'ọsọ. Iburu Chukwuzo, Ibabu onwe gị n'ọsọ. That was exactly what happened to this Department of Sabotua. They were thinking that they are going to make it. They were thinking they're going to hold the ground. They were thinking that they matter. They were thinking that they have it all. And when they made their attempt to steal the platform of Mazi Samanepa, he saw them coming. He saw them very, very clear. And that is why Mazi Samanepa, I trust his judgment. Because whatever happened, before it will happen, Chukwu will reveal it to him. There is nothing that happened that Chukwu will reveal. What before something will happen, he will reveal it to them, to him. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect every one of us. Please, wherever you are watching me from, remember, today is sit at home. Call your family back home and remind them. If you're watching from Biafra land, the lockdown of Biafra land continues until the end of it. It continues. I appreciate every one of you that have joined me on this broadcast. Please, I am going to be on we're going to be having a joint broadcast in the evening. Join us on the joint broadcast, and I'm going to be broadcasting on my Facebook channel, King David Exploit His Pose. I'll be broadcasting there later in the evening. You can equally join me there in the evening for us to continue this very broadcast. I appreciate every one of you that have played a role in this very broadcast. Please, if you have not shared, make sure you share this program to at least one person. Share to at least one person. I appreciate every Biafran on the planet Earth that is today working towards the freedom of their own people. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect us. No evil shall befall us. No weapon formed or fashioned against you as a Biafran will prosper. Anybody that's in Biafra land today, Chukwu Okukabema will build a wall of fire around them that no power of the enemy will have over them. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all the Biafrans all over the world. Guide all the Biafrans in Biafra land. Build a wall of fire around them. Surround them with the grace of Chukwu Okukabema. No evil shall befall them. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all the members of ESN, all the Biafran Liberation Army, all the members of BNL and their leaders. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all those who are genuinely seeking for our freedom. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all our media warriors that are fighting day in, day out to speak the voice of the people. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all the members of the cabinet of Biafra Republic Government in exile. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect them, secure them, and let the grace of Chukwu Okukabema cover them in every ramification. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect all our Umuada. All our Umuada. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect them, and also their leader, Honorable Charles Asorock, the Defense Minister of Biafra. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect her and secure her. Give her more wisdom. Protect her family. Give her more spirit of endurance, patience, and strength to continue to fight on until the end. May Chukwu Okukabema guide and protect every member of the cabinet of Biafra Republic Government in exile. May the grace of Chukwu Okukabema be upon them. May Chukwu Okukabema continue to guide and protect our Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever Mazi Simon Ekpa is at this moment, we commit Mazi Simon Ekpa in the hand of Chukwu Okukabema. Every forces that is fighting against him, both spiritually and physical, we stand against them. We command by the power of Chukwu Okukabema, let the angels be unleashed to guide him. Whenever they will come with the attack in the spirit, in the physical, they will never succeed. May Chukwu Okukabema build a wall of fire around our Prime Minister. Wherever he goes, no evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. We commit our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, in the hand of Chukwu Okukabema. Wherever Mazen Nandekano is at this moment, we cover him with the presence of Chukwu Okukabema. We present Mazen Nandekano in the hand of Chukwu Okukabema. No forces of darkness will have power over him. May Chukwu Okukabema send doctors to begin to minister to him for great healing, for good health, long life in the land of living. He is going to raise the flag of Biafra. Come sun, come rain. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our prime minister shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazin Nandekanu shall prosper. I appreciate every single one of you that have joined me on this program. Thank you so much for joining. Please continue to share until the information gets to everybody. Thank you and stay blessed. May Chukwu Okame bless us and keep us alive. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you again later in the evening.